All right, welcome back. I'm well. Thank you. I'm doing well. Just let me know if you guys can hear me. I'll put it in the chat here. So your wife gets jealous of how excited you get to watch my videos. That's hilarious. Well, I'm glad you are definitely enjoying the videos. Okay, perfect. I'm glad you guys can hear me. So I'm going to do like some charting here tonight. I'm going to look at the pools of liquidity and take a look here at the direction of the market, talk a little bit about the macros, and to see pretty much like the pathway for Dogecoin going back to 10 cent and why we may be seeing, if we're going to see like some resistance here, if we can see some building now or not. So, and of course, I'll take some questions. So let's get into, as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and look at the pools of liquidity here. No, I'll start with the charts. So we've been seeing Bitcoin rally a lot, and that's been the sentiment as far as saying, okay, well, how is this going to affect the Doge? So right now we have Bitcoin at 24,581, and we are, let's zoom in. Looks like we're right off of that 72-day. Oh, right up, like right above it, roughly on the 6 month, right above the 72-day. So, let's zoom back out. And I give you the reversal numbers, and I was saying that, okay, the reversal numbers are going to be around like 28. That's when we're going to feel that gap. And the gap I'm referring to is this steep sell-off here. And I say that that would not come until we have evidence of reversal, more than likely in the macro market. And this is the somewhat bullish what we've seen here as far as for the retraction in the overall CPI numbers. That's what's leading a lot of this green that's in the market. That's what a lot of people were waiting on, and this is going to elevate the market. And you'll see some people start taking positions here because this is somewhat of an indicator saying that, okay, well, maybe we're at the bottom and markets are starting to stabilize. So I don't want to miss out on these prices here, especially as you start to climb in the price action. And then, of course, some FOMO starts settling in, and you'll say, okay, well, I don't want to wait. And, even though we have another set of CPI numbers coming in, even though we haven't filled the gap yet, these are great prices. And ultimately, that's correct. As long as we're below, as long as we're above like that 70% plus range from all-time highs, that's going to be a great buy if you're long term. So is this institutions buying in, taking positions, or is this just retailers coming in? Because you have to keep in mind when you're saying that, okay, well, Bitcoin's running, what does this reflect as far as on Dogecoin? Chart-wise, yeah, it's lining up. If you look at the charts overall, you'll see that they're spiking together, even charting similar patterns. But you have to keep in mind of the capital per investor that are looking at the coins. Yes, you have institutions more involved in Bitcoin compared to Doge, but also the capital per investor is a little higher. Well, I'll just say higher for Bitcoin compared to Doge. So, but when those people start taking positions, it's possible that you're going to see a greater spike here. But overall, I am very pleased with Dogecoin's reaction. And if you see my Twitter post today, and even in the community section here, I talked about the way the shorts have been falling. We're going to take a look at that here. And you'll see that Doge is doing something similar with right at its 72-day moving average. So chart-wise, Bitcoin's a little higher, but overall, both coins are roughly at their 72-day moving average at around like 7.3. For me, Doge, the reversal, evidence of reversal is going to be right here with this this decline. So I would put it, as far as filling that last gap down, at around 8 cent. So that's where I would see that, okay, well, this is going to be the evidence of a reversal for the coin. Bitcoin is 28, Doge is 8. Obviously, you have the last lateral is going to be around like 12 cent. but you'll be very bullish at around like 8. So, and as far as we're getting back to the 10-cent mark, we're going to take a look here because we know that Doge is percentage-wise is a hell of a lot more shorted than Bitcoin. So we're going to take a look here in the short term. Let's see. Oh God. If I just do year to date, that'll be fine. I'll zoom in here. Okay. So you'll see that that's somewhat of a bounce day, but as far as we're shorts, we're below our 50-day, and we got this big candle down here. Now, we're going to have to probably, I'll say about another 24 hours to decide if this is going to, or if it's going to reveal itself as being a swap, or if we're going to go down to roughly around our 200-day moving average. Now, pattern-wise, typically these shorts, they'll cycle, they'll trend upward, but they'll have this pattern-wise where they'll recycle to like refresh their dates and stuff that they're due, or if they're able to get better rates due to the market, they'll recycle, come down to around like the 200-day EMA, and then they'll start their ascend again. Now, as far as for price action, yes, we are dramatically down from these rejections here, 6.5, 7.3, down to 4.5. So yes, that is a significant drop, but we have to take into account that of the low volume that we're having. So even though you say, okay, well, the shorts and stuff they're down almost like 50%, you also have to keep in mind that yes, the volume is still low. So this is not going to see like that massive run in the price action here just yet. But even with the shorts, you'll see that it, based off of the low volume that we have, we are getting those spikes. So that is showing interest. And let's take a look here. I want to switch to Bookmap. Hold on. I want to switch to my green screen. Let's say, okay, so hopefully you guys can see that. So this is Bitcoin's pools of liquidity. This is live, 24,580. So as you can see right now, at least over the last, what is this, 30 minutes to an hour, you see that Bitcoin has pretty much had free range. So you're not seeing any strong sells until like 24,660. And the buys are relatively weak. So I mean, we're late at night, so you're probably going to get a trend like sideways. So probably the huge spikes and stuff won't come until later in the morning. So I'll say 24,560 and another strong buy at 24,360. You'll see them coming in. But other than that, there should not be any sharp swings within the next few hours on Bitcoin unless some pools of liquidity come in very strong. But as of right now, they're miles apart. Looking at Doge, Doge has always played a lot more tighter than Bitcoin. So we are walking the wire right at around 7,305 right now. Strong sell orders are going to be at around 7,335. And the strong buys are going to be at 7,275. And as of right now, we have strong support as far as we're keeping it in the 7 range. Again, this is live and this is roughly about half an hour to an hour charting. So in the morning, this setup could look different. But going into the night, you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a past one, but I'll say about 4 levels of buying here in order for it to pretty much keep it above the 7 range, compared to a light one and a very strong sell at around 7.3. So as of right now, it's very safe to say that Bitcoin is going to consolidate roughly where it is throughout the night, and Doge will remain above the 7 cent. And again, that's due to the lower volume coming in. So you're not seeing a lot of volume, whether that be sell or buy orders, but also the decrease in the amount of shorts that we have. And going into 10 cent, when it comes down to breaking above that 8 and having that run to 10 cent. That is, I do believe that we're going to see possibly even that gap get filled on more than likely if we're to get another negative CPI report. Now we could keep trending upward and creeping upward, but if we were to get 2 negative CPI numbers and fill those gaps, I do think that that will result in an explosion overall in the market. And I think that that's something where you can see 30K Bitcoin, 10 cent plus Dogecoin. Shorts, of course, are going to come in, but I do believe that is going to be very explosive for price action. And then also when shorts do come in, you can't get upset for saying that, okay, well, shorts are coming in around 25K. I mean, 10 cent is once Doge gets back to 10 cent, you have to think about there may be even an element of FOMO there because we had that drop down, that flash crash down to around like 5 cent. So going to 10 cent will be 100% return from that low. So you may have a bit of FOMO there and may even get that that full reversal back up to around 12 cent. We're going to have to see how that plays out, but I do believe that if we get another negative CPI next month, if we don't continue like creeping upward now, I do believe that will be a result of an explosion in price action across the board. Because right now, people are watching institutional money, people are watching the charts daily, and they're saying, okay, well, is this it? And as of right now, it's natural for us to either trend sideways or upward right now because we don't have that a negative catalyst looming over the market. So right now, people are just kind of like waiting to say, okay, well, is this going to be the bottom, or did we just have one negative month? Is it possible that just because year over year, the numbers from last year just made it easier to come in negative compared to this upcoming month? So are we going to get another positive month? Will it tick back up next month? So that's still looming. But after 2 months negative of CPI, that's going to erase that doubt, and you're going to see pretty much all the retailers that are sitting on the sideline now that's concerned, they're going to come in. So if you are thinking about taking entries, or if you want to play, the game and stuff like that, I'll say you have roughly from now until the next CPI report, because after that, if that comes out positive and stuff like that, then it's very likely that we're going to see a massive move upward in the market. So if you're looking at positions or you're a little hesitant, not telling you what to do, but it's something to think about. You may want to consider, taking positions and making your entries and stuff within the next few weeks. So that's my opinion here for shorts, price action, pools of liquidity here via Bookmap, and I will take some questions now. So I've been talking, 13 minutes? Okay, so not bad. Let's see, it's hard to keep the faith in Doge, brother. It's starting to get me, especially the adoption of coin and utility. What do you feel like upset about as far as with Doge? Like we're in the cycles as far as for the actual coin utility. Is that something that, as far as for adoption, that in general it's not a quick trend. Like Bitcoin isn't even having massive explosions in utility. And if we are to have massive utility, especially in the business sector, it's probably not going to be in a bear market. So because like right now, if you go to different businesses and stuff like that and say that, oh, these cycles and crypto, and yes, it's down 80% and stuff like that, more than likely that's going to, I'm not going to say discourage, but until we have more adoption and more cycles and crypto becomes more of a norm, that's going to be I'll say alarming for businesses to say, okay, well, is it done consolidating? Because they may not be familiar with crypto, so you're gonna have to have more savvy investors and stuff like that. So with the business sector, they have to be more savvy investors and more in tune with crypto before they align with it. But I think that after this, especially since how popular crypto is now, I think that after this next cycle, we're going to have, it'll be a lot easier to make those connections and stuff. So I hope that helps you. But as far as for utility and adoption, that takes time. It's not a quick thing, especially when few people understand and not in the majority of the country isn't even invested in crypto. So do you still have a code or promo for Mumu? Yeah, if you click on the link in my description section, you'll still get like free stocks and stuff like that. So I have the links in the description section of the video. So if you click on that, it'll tell you what you're getting, and you still have the promos and stuff to get like the $2,500. It's frustrating that BTC controls so much. Um, yeah, you have market leaders, and we'll have a consolidation in crypto overall where they kind of settle into like their different niches and stuff. But as for right now, market capital wise, it's just a great indicator because it's where the institutions place most of their money, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stuff like that. We peaked at 3.3 trillion in the market. Retailers, are we going to pump 3.3 trillion into the market? It'll probably take some time, right? So when we see that institutions are entering back into the market, they're going to start taking and placing bets in like different things and stuff like that. So that's why we say the market rises together. So, and there's indicators all over the board. You have that in the stock market. You look at your Apple, your Microsoft, your Amazon and stuff like that. You're going to have there's favorites in every market. But I understand what you're saying. Hello, David. I'm late again. That's fine. I'm glad you're here. Doge isn't going away. I agree. I believe the bottom was in, and the only way it goes down because it will be force pushed down lower, control and manipulation. Yeah, I think that. Doge in general does not have large sell-offs unless there's a huge spike in short. So there's always some type of synthetic funny activity going on when we have those large sell-offs. It's not like retailers selling. There's always, that's why I say whenever you see a large sell-off in the community, check the shorts. It's almost always it's almost always ready to pretty much parallel each other. I feel the next 3 years will be one long opportunity to back up the trucks and increase my position. Yeah, yeah, we have evidence as far as for the next bull market. We'll see um, with like inflation and stuff, but technically speaking, the next actual bull market is supposed to be 2024 with cycles. Maybe with the amount of retailers in the market here, we've shortened the bear market cycle. Maybe we'll have to see, but yeah, this does present an opportunity to increase positions. Do you see a dip in the upcoming week? I've actually been charting that today. I don't have a complete answer to that because we've been running ever since the Fed news comes out, and I know typically there's supposed to be a cool off, and when we have roughly a week of running, typically we'll see somewhat of a sell off, or people will take profits. So maybe a dip on the day, but I'm just looking at different trends because it's kind of hard to call that based off of the bullishness that's being pushed out into the market and people wanting to take these positions. Because I do believe this is more retail driven than institution, but it's hard to say if we're going to just have like a somewhat of a dip versus having like another week of running. I'm still running different charts here to try and get just like an educated thesis on it, but I don't have one that I'm comfortable going up with because I'm looking at those for my option plays this upcoming week. So I'll have that answer in the next 24 hours or so. But as of right now, I'd say that it's likely that we'll have somewhat of a sell-off, but the bullishness that's being pushed in the market, it probably won't be anything significant. But again, I'm still running charts and stuff, so I don't have a concrete answer on that. But that's what I'm thinking right now. A rising tide raises all boats. That's a fact. Let's see. What's your feelings on the CSSE? How high can it go? Will it still be heavily squeezed and volatile? Let's see here. Because I'm not sure of the the sentiment here, because if you, 'cause it looks like it bounced off of the, even off of the last, even off the year to date, it looks like it bounced off of that $15 mark. I don't know. I have to run like a deeper thesis on that to get like a better opinion. But as of right now, it looks like that sell off was because of um, the previous high, and so people typically kind of get afraid around that. So you'll see, like with Doge, for example, you'll see that around like 10 and 12, and with Bitcoin, you'll see that around like that 28 to 30 range. When you start getting to those previous resistance levels, people start to get a little shaky. So if you're bullish on it, matter of fact, let me go back. If you're bullish on it, the other day, you've had a few touches around that $10 range. So it's not something I'd play with, but if you're bullish on it, you can certainly consider, if you want to gamble a little bit, you can certainly consider getting in around like 10, because you've had a few touches there, and that maybe that can hold up to some form of support if it's going to go higher. But just so you know, so that's something I would play with here. I'm ready for the Patreon to open up. Patreon's open, I think, because I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to do 100 people or not. I think there's like 60 something in there now, with like maybe like 4 slots open. Because I see people have been messaging me saying that if I was going to hold it open, I just have to do something that is manageable for me, because I don't have like moderators and stuff like that. So when people start sending questions and stuff like that, or looking at charts and stuff, I have to do all of that individually. So I'm not going to, I just, as of right now, I just don't see it being like a super large group, but it is open now. I'll put the link in there. So I don't know if you're still on, but I just put the link in the chat. So in December, Dogecoin hitting $1 plus, everything crypto will high all-time highs. I guess you may have, but yeah, when it comes down to cycles, Bitcoin typically likes to peak around 12 to 14 months. Its bottom comes in, so that puts us right around like midterms. And also Bitcoin historically likes to run, it starts its run in December. So January, February is normally where FOMO comes in, but typically that acceleration period comes in around December. We'll see. That's just history. Again, my only thing that I've been thinking is, what if the amount of people that have come into crypto and into the markets in general, what if we've shortened some of those cycles compared to, like the last decade or so? That's the only thing that I'm thinking. So obviously I have no evidence for that. So I'm going to have to kind of wait and see how that plays out. But yeah, technically speaking, that's the time where the market typically turns bullish. Let's see. Got my Nano from France. Your content is a much watched. Thanks, David. Thank you. No problem. So just join in. You talked already about BlackRock impact, good or bad. It just BlackRock is, and I don't want to say good or bad. So BlackRock in general is no different than any other hedge fund. BlackRock is the behemoth. They play God in the markets, right? BlackRock has about $50 trillion under management. That's about 2 times our entire GDP. BlackRock is, and when you have an emerging market, and with the opportunity to dominate and control that market, someone like a BlackRock is going to take advantage of that, because they have the opportunity to become the market maker, to become the cornerstone of that market. So I'm not surprised at all. And with the way hedge funds make money, I'm not um, I'm not really enthused because they're going to do what they've always done, which is try and drive capital for them and for what crypto stands for and for what we hope it to be. That's not good. And I know that the Fed is going to come out with their stuff and their Fed coin, all that kind of crap, and maybe they're going to play into that or have BlackRock be their delegated go-to person, whatever. But I just don't like when you have long histories with companies and they do certain things and they operate under a certain level of ethics and practices, and they come into a new market and people are like, oh, well, maybe this is going to be different. This is going to be good for the market. I like to call that blind optimism, but I would like to see, I know that there's going to be a consolidation in the exchanges and stuff like that are currently in the market. And in these situations, the strong survive, the people with the most money. And BlackRock pretty much has an unlimited supply of money. So if they were to come into the crypto space, it would be very unlikely that you would see them go bankrupt or fold or something like that. So I just don't see it being a positive thing, but I know some people may disagree. Let's see, at what point do you think Doge will hit $10 thinking long term here? I mean, because at that point, when you start seeing, because at this point, the market cap of these coins and stuff will be many, many trillions. I don't know the relevance of measuring it in dollars at that point. I think that we'll eventually have to have like a crypto to crypto kind of standard, where even if Bitcoin is going to be the gold of crypto, I think that we're going to kind of have like that crypto to crypto measuring stick. Because as of right now, even with the amount of money that we're printing for a number of reasons, it's going to be a sliding scale. So I don't know if it'll mean what it would mean today, 10 years from now, 5 years from now. So especially with the levels of inflation. Yes, we went down to 8.5, but we're still a long way from 2%. So this is going to be months in the works here. So we'll probably even finish this year high. But at what point? I don't know about a time frame, but we're going to need massive utility. I'd say certainly probably with Doge leading the market on being the internet currency. So something like Twitter would help, Amazon utility, something like that, where there's massive amounts of transactions and the coins that leave the exchanges and stuff like that, they almost never return because they're being used in commerce between us and one another. That puts incredible buying pressure. That puts scarcity on the coin in the markets. That puts incredible usage on it because they're not returning. And then you're able to see huge spikes. So I hope that helps. So thanks for these videos. No problem. I appreciate you. Let's see. Sorry for the typo earlier. I wanted to know if you like any percentage of metals. On gold and silver. Yeah, I've been buying gold and silver. I'm assuming you're talking about precious metals since I was about 15. Yeah, so I have like Pamp Swiss bars, gold eagles, silver eagles, Johnson Matthew. Oh my God. Silvertown, excuse me. Yeah, I do the actual physical. I don't do like ETFs or that crap where they do that 1-to-5 ratio or the paper receipt and we're going to hold it for you. I don't do any of that crap. But physical precious metals, I am an advocate for. Absolutely. It's one thing that they can't leverage or I'm not going to say they can't short it, but that's the whole purpose of putting things in market. They love to get it on paper so they can start placing bets and stuff like that. But physical gold and silver is very limited. So I love to hold it physically compared to the paper aspect. But yeah, I'm a huge advocate for precious metals. Absolutely. Hope you're doing good, man. I am well. I am doing well. I hope you're doing well. So do you think Doge One satellite Elon putting a Dogecoin on the moon will bring in investors and even FOMO? Yeah, it certainly can. I think that even some of the price action that we may see even around it, I think it'll even be somewhat of an overshoot just because of the people that are going to get in who are just swing trading it. I certainly believe any type of free press, something making history and stuff like that, presents an opportunity for people to make money. So that can cause huge spikes in price. Now, granted, that is not a form of utility. That run may not be sustainable and stuff like that. That's certainly more on the hype side. But as far as for publicity and getting exposure for the coin, people who may not have heard about the coin and stuff like that, or who thought it was going away, this is going to put it back in front of them. Absolutely. So, and all that's positive for the coin, price-wise, FOMO-wise, longevity-wise. All of that is positive for the coin. Absolutely. Let's see. Hi, David. Thank you for your time. What would you say BTC would need to be for Dogecoin to hit 25 or 30 cents? I don't think it's a like a mathematical range, because what we're dealing with two things here. Because when we're looking at reversal for Bitcoin, we're looking at institutions coming back in and just kind of like bulldozing the price and pushing it up, severely. When we're looking at Doge here, we're looking at obviously the issue with utility, so that we're working to get like longevity and sustainability in the coin. And then we're also going to have to look at, okay, well, how much, to what degree are they going to short the coin? This is one of the advocates. That's why I've been an advocate for so long, is to remove your coins from the exchanges. So if at 25 to 30 cent, that can even just based off of history, that can even be possible with Bitcoin being, in the 30,000 range. But we're going to, we've seen the game that they like to play. We're going to have to make sure that we have control of our coins, because people who are saying that they pretty much leaving their coins on exchanges, they're looking for quick cash outs, and you're crippling you're literally, I don't want to say you're hurting the price of the coin, but you're making it easier to hurt the price of the coin, because the exchange is going to bet against you. At the same time that the next bull run, at the same time that Bitcoin is going to be getting pushed up, they're going to try and short the hell out of Dogecoin. And you're going to have to consider that and take that into account. So it's possible to even happen in the 30,000 range. I personally believe that Dogecoin should be already, without shorts and a lot of this BS and stuff that's in the market, even when we have low volume. I personally believe that Doge should be resting at, at least double where it is right now. But again, shorts are a thing. So we have to take into account that spike that we're going to get on the flip side of this. So if you want a stronger correlation between Bitcoin's price action and Dogecoin, you're going to have to remove your coins from the exchanges. Get yourself, Trezor, whatever, Ledger, that's what I use. I have, affiliate links and stuff for that, whatever you use. It's more important that you get it off of the exchanges here, so that we can get more of a true price reaction to the coin. We've seen this. The community, the ones that are holding on, they're doing what they said they're doing. They're holding. You see the diamond hands and stuff like that in there. They're holding. That's what they said that they're doing. But so that's why I say that whenever you see a large sell-off in crypto, check the shorts. It's almost always a parallel, or it's almost always there. It's rare you see a sell-off or like a drop in Dogecoin's price and the shorts aren't there. And shorts are nothing more than synthetics. They're not actual people saying that, okay, we're done with Dogecoin, we're going to switch to something else. So you're going to have to keep that in mind. Just become a member on Patreon. Welcome. Okay, we're going to go over some stuff this weekend and get you set up for next weekend. So I'll probably release the first options video this weekend, so that everybody can have like a good idea of what we're going to do next week. But I'll get you added to like the Discord and stuff tonight when I finish with this live. And welcome to the group, man. My Doge is on Robinhood. So my question is, if I move to a hardware wallet and I lose my phone, problem? It depends on where you store your coin. The reason I like using, I'm not familiar with all the hardware wallets, but I like using Ledger. So they're pretty much, as long as you have your seed phrase, you're fine. You can even lose your ledger, you can lose your phone. As long as you remember your seed phrase, you're fine. You can even use a different ledger. As long as you have your seed phrase, you're absolutely fine. And that's one of the reasons I like about it. It's not dependent on your phone. The X has Bluetooth technology, makes it easier from your phone, but again, it's not necessary. And that's one of the reasons why I use that option. So some of them are a little different. You have to make sure that it's non-custodial so that you have control of your keys and stuff. But I say that depending on which one you want to go with, just kind of just check to see, what the process of recovery is like. If you want something like a ledger, I posted like tutorials and stuff like that in the community section directly to the Ledger site. And I have like the links and stuff in the description section of the video. David is the best, always positive, very informative. I appreciate you. Doge Ethereum bridge. Initially, this is going to help as far as with Doge's utility. I know that the Ethereum community has always been fun as far as partnering with Doge, but in my opinion, I always thought that this was great because this is going to give Doge a lot of exposure to the utility of Ethereum. Ethereum is used as like the basis to transfer or to swap in almost everything. NFT market, swapping in other coins, whether it's Coinbase, like Ethereum's utility and people buying into Ethereum just to swap it for something else, just to buy something with it is absolutely incredible. And I think bridge where you can kind of do like an either or, it will be absolutely incredible for Dogecoin's utility. That I'd say I put that like right behind like a Twitter acquisition by Elon and Dogecoin becoming the currency of Twitter. I put that bridge right under there. It's really a big deal that I think a lot of people sleep on, and with the opportunity that brings for the coin. If Doge hits $1, I'm David's fan for life. I appreciate you. Play us a tune and stream on a high note to the moon. Hilarious. Not quite. I'll have to play something off of YouTube. Anyway, thank you for your time. Oh, okay. I think I've already answered that. What the hell is that? I don't know. I'm going to block it. Let's see. What's your thoughts on the new Shiba game? I am unaware of a new Shiba game. I don't follow Shiba that closely, but I'm not sure of a new Shiba game. So that's something I have to look into before I could speak on it with certainty. Just bought a bag, F it. Hey man, if you're long term, get your coin count up, man. It's not an issue. It's not an issue. If you're long term, you believe in it, coin count's going to be your multiplier. So what's your background, man? In terms of what investing, my life, it's a loaded question there. That'll probably take like 10 minutes. Market wise, I've been investing since around like 2017. I've done sales, business to business, pneumatics. Oh my God. And that's really what I did prior to going full time in market. I was doing pneumatics, and that's what I used to like buy my property and stuff like that. If you look at some of my older videos, you see when I was buying like land for like my development and stuff like that. That's primarily what I used was my money from pneumatics. And when I say pneumatics, I was a pneumatic tanker. So I was doing because it literally just pays really well. We would hook up to like rail cars at the train yard, and we pump flour, plastic, sugar, all types of stuff off, and then we deliver it. And plastic would be used from everything from water bottles to what you put in cars to build dashboards. Flowers and stuff like that would go to restaurants. Starch goes to make cardboard and different kinds of mix it with different kinds of acids for all kinds of things. And I took that money and put it into like the markets and buying real estate and stuff like that. It's education. Okay, so I went completely the wrong way. Education. All of my college has been geared toward like business. So the equivalent of in business administration. I have not finished. I'm about 2 semesters from my bachelor's degree. I've been supposedly going back for the last 5 years. And when I started making the money I was making with in pneumatics and stuff like that, that strongly discouraged me from going back. And then I started putting it into the markets and learning about that. And that has worked out tremendously. So I'm going to have to schedule time to go back and to finish. But as of right now, it's in business administration. I've been a business junkie, entrepreneurship, market junkie since like high school. I'll say maybe my sophomore year. So I haven't detoured from that path. I'm just, I just pretty much have to finish up. And the money I made has discouraged me. So I will say that. Respect and God bless you, David. Thank you. No, thank you. I appreciate you. Still think we're going to go 10 to 15K BTC. Not without the macros. It's percentage wise, it's in the charts and stuff like that in order for it to happen. But the macros are going to have to align. We're going to, maybe if we get another negative CPI next month or something crazy happens in the market, but those macros are going to have to align for us to get that third drop in BTC. And BTC doesn't always hit it, but it does. That 85% mark is not a stranger to any of the cryptos. Bitcoin has consolidated 70% instead of 85%. And maybe this is going to be that case where we don't drop that extra 15%. But it's certainly no stranger to that range. So it's just something you kind of have to be prepared for and say that, okay, well, until we get evidence of reversal or we go on the next bull run, we just kind of have to keep it on our radar and saying that it is a possibility. What price do you think Doge can get to when we did those one mission? Okay, I'm assuming you meant when the Doge one mission happens. That's tough because I know shorts are going to be on us like white on rice, man. It's especially from now. I know we could say, especially if we have a lot of traders and stuff come in, we could certainly get over 10, maybe even at that reversal level at 12, because we have several stops that we're going to have to hit. So like 8 cent, 10 cent, 12 cent, and then shorts are just going to be there. So I would like to see us, break out into like the teens, but it really just depends on what level that they're going to go to, because the issue that I have with FOMO and stuff like that is the people who are trading Dogecoin, the people who are FOMOing into Dogecoin, they're not going to, they're there to turn a profit, right? So they're not going to buy Dogecoin on something like a Robinhood and then transfer it to a ledger or something like that. It's going to be there to be borrowed, to be shorted. So that's the only issue what I have, saying that's going to go into like the 20s or something like that. But I do believe that we can certainly, if we're at a range like where we are now, I do believe it's certainly possible to go into the teens. So that's one of the reasons why I said that if you can average down to around that 5 to 6 range, it'll be very beneficial for you to be below 7 cent, so that even when you're starting to get like 12, 13, 14%, you're already up 100. And it just gives you a lot of leverage on the next bull run versus you leaving your DCA a lot higher. So, but just my opinion. I just need Doge to buy me a house. Why do you think a lot of YouTubers hate Dogecoin? I don't know. I don't know. People have what they have their favorites and stuff like that. And it really just depends on what's trending at the time. Because around the Doge one, I guarantee you right now, everybody that hates Dogecoin, if Dogecoin spiked to 40 cents right now, every YouTuber on the planet would start covering it. Why? Because it's getting clicks and it's trending. Don't let any of them fool you about what they hate and what they don't like. In consolidation, they go based off of what's trending at that time. And that's going to determine what they quote unquote like. Go back and look at the videos that they were making in March, April, and May of last year. We need a short squeeze. Yeah, that would be great. They won't hold. Oh yeah, absolutely not. Yeah, when you start, that's why I said that you have to account for the people that's coming in around the Doge one. A lot of them are going to be swing traders and stuff like that. They're there for a good time, not a long time. So you're going to have to account for that. Play the game with them to maximize profit. Yeah, a lot of people will. A lot of people will. Let's see. So Elon sells all his houses and has no official residence, and he claims he sleeps at friends. What do you make of that? Come on, don't be scared now. I mean, I know a few millionaires and stuff like that in person, and that's not if they're focused on something or acquiring something. They've been known to. If you read a lot of stories and stuff like that, people sleep in their cars or they isolate themselves. People have different levels of concentration and focus, and some of them will sleep in their business, their place of business, or their car or something like that, because it eliminates distractions and like responsibilities and stuff like that versus just maintaining. And sometimes people, their level of focus, they can eliminate everything and everyone and just so I don't think that, even just based off of some of the success stories I read and people I know, I don't think anything negative of it or even out of the normal, especially for someone at his level. Any other news on other utilities for Dogecoin we may not know about? I haven't heard anything that stands out. My two biggest things, everyone knows that follows my channel, is going to be the Twitter acquisition and the Doge Ethereum bridge. Those are going to be my go-tos for that being like the holy grail of utility for Dogecoin. So I think that those two alone are going to do wonders for price action, eliminating shorts, utility. That it's going to do wonders for the coin. So I'd be happy with just those two. Take another question. I'm going to refresh my feed. It's possible. Oh yeah, definitely is. The price action and stuff. Yeah. Thanks. Okay, so I'm just going to answer all the questions. So I will be doing so like my short sidewalk talk and stuff like that will be out tomorrow, and I'll be doing looking at some candlesticks and stuff tomorrow in some of the videos, so we can go over that this weekend and get like a sentiment or at least a tone for going into the market for next week to see if that possibility of a breakdown and stuff is going to be there. I'll be doing some research and putting together some charts to try and see if it's likely if we're going to have a sell-off overall or not, or if we're going to keep being bullish. I will relay that to you as soon as I find out something. So that being said, if you want like a ledger, I have a link in the description. Moo, if you don't want your coins and stuff, not coins, but your stocks being used, so payment for order flow, I have links for those. And of course, if you want my plays and the weekly Zoom calls and stuff, I did open my Patreon back up, and that is in the description as well. So with that, I will see you guys tomorrow, and have a good night.